Have you ever, like, stumbled across an argument for something and it was so passionate you just had to, like, stop and think, huh, what's going on here?
Oh, yeah, totally. Those moments can really make you re-examine your own assumptions.
That's exactly what we're doing today. We're diving into this idea that India is, like, the best country in the world.
Wow, bold statement.
Right. And we've got these two sources that are just totally convinced. One is a personal note, super enthusiastic, and the other excerpts from this really lively fictional podcast.
Fictional, okay.
Yeah, it's called Incredible India. Why? It's the best. With a host, SK, and his guest, Pari.
Catchy title.
Right. So our mission today is to unpack, like, why do they feel this way? What's fueling this intense conviction? We're not just listing reasons. We're going deep into the arguments, exploring the diversity, the heritage, the food, the global impact, the whole shebang.
Sounds like a feast for thought.
Okay, so first off, let's talk about the sheer scale of India. 1.4 billion people. That number is almost impossible to wrap your head around.
It is mind-boggling. You're talking about a population larger than the entire continent of Europe.
And it's not just a huge mass of people, right? The linguistic diversity is unbelievable. 22 official languages, over 1,600 dialects.
That is incredible. I mean, think about the implications of that.
In the Incredible India podcast, Pari actually mentions how you can travel just a few kilometers and suddenly you're in a place where people are speaking a completely different language.
Wow, that's a powerful illustration. It's not just different words, it's different ways of thinking, different cultural perspective.
And it's not just language, it's the festivals.
Mhm.
Diwali, Holi, Eid, Christmas, Pongal, Baisakhi, Durga Puja. It's like every other week there's something being celebrated.
A constant cycle of festivities. That must be amazing to experience.
The podcast actually talked about how even the same festival, like Holi, can be experienced in totally different ways depending on which region you're in. Like, Holi in Mathura is a whole other thing compared to, say, Diwali in Varanasi or Durga Puja in Kolkata.
I can see how that would add another layer of richness to the culture, each region bringing its own unique flavor to the celebration.
Now let's talk about history, right? India's heritage is mind-blowingly old. We're talking about the Indus Valley civilization going back thousands of years.
Oh yeah, one of the cradles of civilization, right up there with Mesopotamia and ancient Egypt.
And then, of course, you have the grandeur of the Mughal Empire, which left such a lasting impact on the country's architecture, art, and culture.
Absolutely. These historical periods have shaped India's identity in profound ways.
And speaking of iconic architecture, there's the Taj Mahal, this masterpiece that everyone around the world recognizes as a symbol of India's rich heritage.
The true wonder of the world.
But the personal note we're looking at also mentions the Ajanta and Ellora caves, which are incredible examples of ancient rock-cut architecture and art.
I've seen pictures. They are absolutely breathtaking. You can really feel the weight of history in those places.
And the podcast, Incredible India, talks about how you see this amazing variety of architectural styles all across the country. Mughal, Rajput, Dravidian, each one telling a story of a different era and influence.
It's like a living museum of architectural history.
And let's not forget about the various forms of Indian classical dance, like Bharatanatyam, Kathak, Odissi, each one with its own distinct style and regional roots.
It's clear that India's heritage is incredibly rich and diverse. A real tapestry of influences woven together over centuries.
Okay, now for something I think everyone gets excited about. The food. Both our sources are just gushing about Indian cuisine.
Well, who doesn't love Indian food? It's one of the most popular cuisines worldwide for a reason.
The personal note calls India a paradise for food lovers, and the Incredible India podcast goes on this whole journey through regional specialties.
Oh, I love that. Each region with its own distinct flavors and culinary traditions.
They talk about the spicy biryani from Hyderabad, the super famous Mumbai street food, pani puri.
I could go for some pani puri right now.
Right. And then there's the comfort food of Punjab, like butter chicken with naan.
Classic. Can't go wrong with that.
And the fiery street food of Delhi. And we can't forget about South India, with its amazing dosas and uttappams.
The variety is just incredible. You could spend a lifetime exploring the different regional cuisines of India.
And even the podcast hosts chimed in with their personal faves. Pari is all about the pani puri, and SK loves butter chicken with naan.
Solid choices.
And of course, we have to mention the sweets, right? Gulab jamun, jalebi, rasgulla. Just thinking about them is making me hungry.
It's a whole other world of deliciousness. Indian sweets are in a league of their own.
Shifting gears a bit, let's talk about India's role in education and innovation. Both sources highlight this aspect, talking about prestigious institutions like the IITs and IIMs.
Those are world-renowned institutions producing some of the brightest minds in science, technology, and business.
And they make a really interesting point about India being the pharmacy of the world, supplying affordable medicines to so many countries.
That's a huge contribution to global health. It's a testament to India's pharmaceutical industry.
Plus, they mention India's advancements in technology and space exploration with Chandrayaan, their lunar mission, as a prime example.
Yeah, India's space program is really impressive. They're making significant strides in space exploration.
Now, let's not forget about sports, because that's something that really gets people passionate in India.
You can't talk about India and sports without mentioning cricket. It's practically a religion there.
Oh, absolutely. Both sources talk about the crazy following cricket has in India.
It's more than just a sport. It's a cultural phenomenon. It brings people together from all walks of life.
But it's not just cricket, right? They also mention successes in hockey, badminton, and wrestling, and how Indian athletes are increasingly making their mark on the global stage, like in the Olympics.
That's great to see. It shows a growing focus on developing talent across different sporting disciplines.
Okay, ready for something a little more zen? Both sources talk about India as this land of spirituality and the birthplace of yoga and meditation.
Makes sense. India has a long and rich history of spiritual traditions.
They talk about how people from all over the world travel to India seeking peace and enlightenment.
And yoga itself has become a global phenomenon. It's practiced by millions worldwide.
And they mention specific places like Varanasi, Rishikesh, and Haridwar as major spiritual destinations.
Those are places steeped in history and spirituality. They draw pilgrims and seekers from all corners of the globe.
All right, let's talk economics. Both sources emphasize India's growing economy, pointing out that it's one of the fastest growing in the world.
That economic growth is definitely transforming India's position on the global stage.
And they highlight how advancements in technology, space exploration, and innovation are playing a key role in India's rising global presence.
It's a narrative of a nation on the move, embracing progress and aiming for a larger role in global affairs.
And finally, let's talk about the people themselves. Both sources, the Personal Note and the Incredible India podcast, emphasize the warmth and hospitality of India.
That's something I've always heard about India, the welcoming spirit of its people.
They talk about this beautiful concept of Atithi Devo Bhava, which means guest is God, as being deeply ingrained in Indian culture.
It's a beautiful philosophy. It speaks volumes about their values and how they treat others.
Parry in the podcast actually said she felt instantly at home because of this welcoming attitude.
It's those human connections that really make a place special, feeling welcome and accepted.
So wrapping it all up, our sources make this bold claim that India is the best country in the world, and they back it up with this impressive array of arguments. We've got the incredible diversity, the long and fascinating history, the amazing food, the growing strength in education and innovation, the spiritual depth, the booming economy, and most importantly, the welcoming nature of the people.
It's a multifaceted picture they're painting. A nation with a rich past and a vibrant present, striving for a bright future.
Now, we want to leave you with a thought. Having heard all this, what really stands out to you? What are the qualities that make a country truly special in your eyes? Is it the historical legacy, the cultural richness, the spirit of innovation, or maybe that simple human connection of feeling welcome and respected?
It's a great question to ponder. What values do we prioritize when we think about what makes a country great?
Think about it. What elements from our discussion today and your own understanding shape your own idea of what makes a country stand out as truly exceptional?